and we'll see if it's there. Go to
Where's the go live button?
I just hit it.
Oh,
I just hit it. So we're just live. It says end broadcast in a big red letters. So we'll see what happens.
go.
If it's no good, it's no good. This is craziness, man. Like it's just so cool. So now I've got to find out, like, are we really live here on that? It says we are.
2 monitors.
Yeah.
Have the camera.
Yeah. What does it say? Hey, it should be. Let's go here and check. Yeah. How do we know that we're live there? I should be able to open it.
What's that? What's that banner at the top?
That's this. That's
Oh, stop share.
that's this tab right here. Well, maybe we'll
It
refresh
says you
it.
have 2 viewers.
Yeah, I know. This is crazy. You guys are amazing. So let's just play. Let's play this video. How do we play it here?
Why doesn't it want to be tacked up? Is this a training issue that you've been training on it too hard?
There we
Is
go.
this a
There we
physical
go.
fitness
Tongue's
issue where
tongue is sticking out. Can you
it
hear the
starts
video
to
audio?
resent the work? Or could it be
Yeah.
ulcers or girth itch or some sort of other soreness or,
All right,
or
guys.
pain somewhere? And so we're going to cover those things. I'll show you where to check
Oh, that's cool.
and
Try
what
this
to
out.
look at and how to evaluate that,
Try this out.
so that if you get to that point, you have an idea of how to fix it. What are we going to do about girth itch? What are we going to do
Can
about
I
ulcers? What are we going to do
can I
about
hear
lower
myself?
back soreness and things like that make a horse, cranky
I don't-
when you
It could be
tack it
on
up?
tab.
Her story, she's pretty sweet. She's a very, very kind, nice mare, but she's relatively green in terms of what she knows in the reining. And she's only come here just a couple days ago. So at this point, I'm going to pay attention. An 8-year-old mare.
I should be able to
We expect them to work here in the barn is a
drag
classic
that
Yeah.
over there too.
for
Yeah, so you
getting
can
into
pause
these
it.
programs
Yeah.
and starting to get onto my program, and then starting to feel a little bit tight or sore, body sore, very similar to the way that you would,
Very cool. Now we got something.
Then
Hear
after 1 week,
I
decide
can't
maybe
hear
this wasn't the
my
best
maybe I
idea
can
you've
hear
ever
myself.
had.
I just can't tell.
And so this mare
Like,
feels amazing.
maybe
she's really cool. She's very sweet. I don't think that she's
settings.
sore anywhere.
I maybe have
I
to
know
turn up the audio,
when
the
she
mic
came
volume
down,
or
the
something.
owner's already put her on
I don't know.
Albuterol and
That's
ulcer
the
guard, so
mic.
that we've looked after her stomach,
Okay.
and we're going to try
I
to
can
just
hear
get
myself
ahead
because
of
I'm
any
talking,
stomach
but
issues that
and
we
it
could
is
cause
working there.
based
Yeah.
on the stress
But I
of the
don't feel like
training
I
barn.
feel I
So
don't
she
feel like I hear
shouldn't
myself here.
present as
Yeah, just
super
be really
ulcery or
quiet.
sore or
Ask
tight,
the chat
but
if
this
you
is
can
for sure the
Because
kind of horse
realistically, you only need to hear
that
that.
at this point
What's that?
could,
Realistically,
because
you only
she's
need to
just
hear
taken
that.
Yeah.
on a new
So,
program,
where's the chat?
and at some point she's going to start to look a little tight or sore, or be pissed off about something. All right, so the first thing that I check once we start saddling a horse up and riding it here is they're going to probably end up being a little bit body sore. We start slow. We try to build them into it. You don't want to make them body sore, but it's like anything else. If you go to the gym and start working
Cool. Yeah.
out,
Go look up
you're going to
the
feel that on your
go look up
muscles,
the group and
regardless
see if
you've
you
got a
can
trainer
find
and they're really helping you through
the
this,
group.
step by step, or whether you do it by
This is so
yourself.
cool.
And so one of the first things that I do is
It's
kind of
actually
come through
like
here,
nuts.
and I'll run,
See, I can do that
through
too,
there
just
and
with
just
one.
feel out through
Then
the
it works
wither
good,
here where the
you know.
saddle starts
But
to
I want
sit
to
on
make
that
sure
horse.
that they can
I
hear
can see
me
a little better
talking.
response there. You can see that horse,
You know, if they
gives me
can't,
a little bit of like, why are you poking on me? So
I don't know if that makes a difference with the video on or off. We got 8 people watching, so it's going somewhere. I don't know where it's going, but comments. You guys got to tell me. Talk to me. Hi, I can hear you talking. Awesome. You guys are fabulous. This is cool. This is so cool. So we're gonna have a lot of fun. The deal here is you can hear awesome. The deal here is if you haven't already registered for this live, this is just our test. So we're having a lot of fun. You guys, a lot of you have seen my reining masterclass, and a lot of you have seen what I'm doing with the online space. And if I could show you the setup here, we've done a little bit of behind the scenes stuff. I'll maybe post later. But if I could show you the setup, we're here in my office and we're having a lot of fun. And we are 1 week out from the beginning of this online deal, and we're gonna run this online clinic next week, an hour a day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're gonna cover some really cool foundational stuff that I think is integral to making reining horses. It's the very basic building blocks of my program. And if you guys have followed me on Instagram and Facebook Shorts or YouTube Shorts, and all that stuff. This is what we're going to do. We're going to play some of the video that we've shot over the last couple of weeks. I'm going to go through these basic exercises with a 2-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 10-year-old. The 2-year-old's had a couple months training. The 10-year-old has won $40,000 in the reining. And we're going to use the same exercises, and we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about how those exercises influence different areas of the horse. So it's the same exercise, but when I use it, I'm after something else. And I really think it's that simple. You can really keep it super simple. A reining horse is willingly guided and dictated to completely with little or no apparent resistance. And so it's really, really cool to bring it down to this simple level. And I'm excited to do this free deal. We're going to keep messing around here with the audio and try to make sure that we can get it all running. I love the comments. You guys are fantastic. I hope that you'll enjoy this. I'm going to play a little bit from my masterclass. If you haven't seen that stuff, you can go to www.reiningmasterclass.com and check out that program. We are going to have a whole bunch of new stuff and a whole bunch of new features added after this online clinic. And we'll talk about that. I think on day 3 of the clinic, we'll talk about some of the features that are in that class. So I'm really excited. We're just here, Lucas and I, with StreamYard, really cool deal. And we're just testing this 1 week out. So if you guys hang around, you know, who knows, there might be some bloopers. You might see a little bit of me coughing and hacking online, but we're going to have a lot of fun here. The technology is just spectacular. And my goal is, you know, I really believe if I look after the industry and if I look after the people in the industry, looking after the people in the industry, I really believe that you guys will look after me, and I really believe the industry will look after me. So I love this. You know, it's like the best thing in the world. So you guys have fun, talk to me, ask me questions. Maybe we can have a little bit of fun while we're here anyway today. And I want you guys to help me make sure that it's running smooth. I'm going to play some videos or share some of the screen. You'll see a little bit of the video from the masterclass. You know, that's what I'm going to use to test it today. So, and then next week we've got brand new footage. We've got all kinds of brand new stuff. And what we're going to do is we're going to play it, and we're going to watch those young horses go through these exercises right through to this old broke 10-year-old reining horse, which actually he's to my left right here outside in my arena on the TheraPlate getting TheraPlated this morning. So I appreciate you guys being here. If you haven't registered, go to https:// you know how that looks, reiningmasterclass.com/live. If you can't put that down that quickly here, I'll put it in the chat. Actually, that'll work for you guys. And then got a new computer, and I have no idea how things work. What in the world? They move stuff around sometimes.
Oh, on the keyboard.
Yeah, on the keyboard. I'm like, there we go. Here's the link to register. You can also book, that's been really fun, a live call with me. So there you go. You can check that out, and we'll have some fun. Is this streaming to the group? Yeah, this is streaming to the online. Yeah, cool. Awesome. So that's pretty cool. Check this out, Lucas. When I comment, it automatically comments from both at the same time.
Oh yeah.
So it's commenting to YouTube and to there. What I don't see is it commenting to the
So you can upload a thumbnail. That's cool.
Yeah. So we need a thumbnail and we need an intro video. You guys have to let me know if it's commenting back on Facebook as well, because I see it that I'm commenting from YouTube and from StreamYard, whatever the little ducky dude is. It's kind of fun. And then I can go over here. Oh, my extra screen is on the opposite side. So this is funny. When I scroll the one direction, that's the end of the screen. But the second screen I have set up here, Lucas's monitor screen, is actually.
I'm just going to keep an eye on that as this. There, she licks her lips. She's not that sore, but she's definitely probably a little bit tight right about there. You see that response there? And so that's an area that I'll check. Then I'll come here and see if
I can hear the video.
The back of that saddle sits, if the bars are causing me any problems there, and
So,
I don't feel anything there. I almost get no response there as far as tightness. And then, you know, you can go down and check the legs and pay attention there. But typically,
Yeah, coach
I'll run my
comments and
hand
some
here and just make
destinations
sure
and
that that
stuff.
horse isn't sore through its body. And you could see probably in the wither right about there, you know, she's feeling that a little bit from the last couple of days of riding. So
Streaming the
keep
comments
an eye
look
on
like
that sort of
this.
thing and just make sure that your saddle's not
Just
sitting.
commented,
You know, in some cases,
StreamYard
the
will
saddle's
ask
a little
you.
too wide and we have to change
Seems like
saddles or
permitted
change saddle
access or
pads.
something.
to make
Yeah,
sure that we
probably.
have the proper fit for this
Okay.
horse. We have multiple different
Oh,
saddles
this is
here
why
in the
we
barn,
test.
and they're
Yeah,
all
this is
different
why we're
sizes
testing it
and
out because I want to make
try
sure
to
that the
make
comments
sure
get
that
everywhere. And
we
this
have
is,
the right
you guys
saddle
are
for this
awesome. Thanks
horse
for
to give her
commenting.
the
I mean,
best
this is the
possibility to
craziest
be
thing.
good.
So I'll
We
let
use
that
the
video
Range
run. You
Contour
guys can
pad
watch
from
that for a little bit
Thinline.
and we'll talk about.
I've never had any issues with the saddle pad. I love them. They really take the wear, and I can tell from my own back and from my own soreness
More
that I've
information. Let's go there.
gotten better myself since we've started using those saddle pads. So I think that's a
Facebook no
huge
longer
deal.
allows apps
And I
to access
know
information
that
about.
because
No, we
it's
don't want
thin,
that.
because it's
When you're
close
streaming, the
contact, you don't
Facebook
get a
comments
lot
on
of bulk
StreamYard will
between
not
you
show
and
up.
the
Who
horse,
they look
between the
like this.
saddle and the
That's
horse.
fine.
And so that works pretty good. But there's
Um,
times when, you know, the one saddle's too wide or the other one's too narrow, and we can definitely change that up to make sure that the saddle fit is good.
I
But
would
get
like
with a saddle
to.
fitter or with someone who understands this. Maybe you have a friend or you've got a professional close by who can talk
Here's
about
the
that.
full link. Would
Every horse is
look
different,
like with both
and
of
that's
these.
something that really should be done hands-on. That's not something that I can help you probably with here, but that's what I would do is I'd come through here, make sure she's not got any weird tightness there, and then I'd come through here and just make sure that the withers are good. Now, you can feel if you get knots or if you get sore spots, you can start to feel them there. So that's something that, you know, you just pay attention to. And, you know, if you feel a knot or a tightness there, phone your local body worker, chiropractor, you know, talk about what you can do to make their muscles and their back better. The next thing that I check is once you've saddled that horse up and its back isn't sore, you know, then you're going to get
here we go.
into grabbing the cinch and going here, you know, and
Now
you're
we'll
going to
see
cinch
your
that
name
horse
and
up. And you guys
picture
know
when
if
you
you've been
comment
around
on.
horses
Okay.
at all, as you bend down,
So
grab that
if
cinch and
you
cinch that
want
horse
to
up,
comment
you know,
with
they sometimes
your
pin their ear. You see that? They pin their ears a little bit like that and get a little tight on you. Now I know that this mare has been now, I think, 5 days or 4 days before she came to us on the ulcer guard.
so if you
And now
want to
she's,
comment,
stayed on it as she's
go to
been here training. And I talked to the owner
streamyard.com/Facebook.
here, and I think that her attitude has improved immensely. And I think that ulcers could very well have been a big part of it. But
Let's stream
that sort of thing will
I did
show
that
up
already,
right
so I
here. You
think
can
we're good.
palpate in that cinch area. You see all those ears, you know, are see there it is right
see
there.
if you can
And so if that
comment
horse
now.
gets to be in,
I want
you
to
know,
copy
reach
this
around and
link
bite
over
you.
to here.
There's a lot of times over
Just,
my
right
career
there.
as a kid, I heard, you know, that horse
That's
doesn't
what I was
like to
trying
be
to do.
saddled up, or oh, she just does that when you cinch her up. That's just how it is.
It wasn't
You know,
working.
she's just a bag or whatever other problems. That is, I don't believe that. I don't believe horses like dream about
Whatever, I'll
reaching
just
around
write
to
it in.
bite you for the fun because they don't want to be ridden. I think there's really something underneath. And if you palpate
Okay,
in there,
so-
you can feel through that cinch area.
Oh,
and
it
you get that
seems if you
response
go
like that.
to
Or if you get in here, kind of over the kidneys, and you can get in there and you can feel there too. And she doesn't seem to show
/Facebook,
quite as much there. Maybe a little bit on that right side. You know, there you see
then
her lick her lips and
you can
stretch.
allow
But you'll definitely notice
you can allow
when I get in
permission
there
so
and I
that
go
we
to
can see who it
palpate
is.
through that area
you know,
right in there that she says,
commenting.
no, it's not her most comfortable
It's so
thing.
much work
So
for
we're going to
every
keep an
person
eye
to
on
do.
that and
Let's
make
get
sure that
easier
that
way.
improves. We'll pay attention to that so that we don't just cinch
I mean,
her
if
up
they
and,
see this
you know,
comment, then
get
we know
mad
we
at her
can
for being
see
a
it
cow,
next.
you know, or whatever we want to call this
Yeah.
thing, just because, you know, it tries to do something while you're saddling
Yeah.
it up. So that's another thing that you can
So
pay attention to.
it's still
the other reason
only.
that the horse might reach around and bite you or try to get into
So
your
I'll try this. I'll
into
go to
your face
StreamYard
or, you know, push you back when you saddle the horse
myself, and we'll see if we can
up, is
see.
from a fungus. You know, if they start to get girth itch here, you know, sometimes that happens.
Now we'll see your
It's kinda
name
like
and
athlete's
picture when you
foot. They're
comment on
sweating.
a Facebook Live video
horses,
inside a
they're
group.
in, you know, a dirty
So
environment.
can people
I
not
don't
just
care how much you clean
comment
the
directly
stalls
on
or look
Facebook
after
or
them.
no?
It's still they're living
That's what
outside.
I'm trying to
they're
figure
living
out.
in stalls.
Yeah.
And so they'll
Because
pick
then
up
you guys have
fungus,
a
and you'll
Facebook
see
tab
what we
open.
call
Yeah, I
fungus,
can.
which will start to manifest itself
Like, yeah,
right
go
in
to
the back
the
there, and you'll feel the skin will
group.
get a little scaly or a little
Facebook group.
bumpy.
I
You'll
don't
see
think
the
you
hair will
added
start
me
to
to that,
fall
so I
out
think
or
I
things
couldn't
like
get in.
that. And so
course
that's
not.
painful as well. And that's not something that
Who
you
wants
just,
you in
you know,
it?
sit on top of and keep going.
It's just called
In that
Fortnite
case,
Freelon.
I'm going
Yeah.
to go out and I'm going
There we
to
go.
get a
There it's live.
diaper rash cream.
Okay,
So you can
some
definitely see the
juice,
comments here.
Frozen, or
Um,
you
Oh, yeah.
know,
Okay.
maybe
and
Corona
I can
cream that you
see.
can pick up. There's lots of other things to do with that. But
Hey
just
Logan,
try to keep
we're
that
not gonna
skin
do.
soft,
This is
you know,
cool.
put
Okay,
some
so we
cream
can
on
do
it,
this, and I
let
can
that
drag
kind of
that
work
over
out.
there
That tends
too.
to work its
Like
way
I
out
can
as you
drag
kill off the fungus. The other thing
this
that works good is like yeast infection
over
cream,
there,
you know, things like that that will
and
kill off
then I
bacteria
can.
and stuff. And that's just, it might set you back a little bit. It
Try to,
might
like,
take the
maximize
horse
it.
out of training for a week or
Mhm.
2 weeks or something like that. But you know, the damage you can do by cinching up over top of it and just riding anyway, I think
See
is
if I can
worse
figure this
than
out.
taking a week or two off and just letting that horse. I'm not saying
Hey,
look at it.
You can come in here. It's
Take
awesome.
it out, do groundwork.
Come and say
lunge
hi.
it, you know, keep doing things with
Chloe
it, you know, get 'em
Sponson.
running,
Yeah,
all
I
that,
can
who
see the
cares?
YouTube. So
But, you know,
check this
don't
out.
cinch up over
Hey,
top
here's
of it for
Emily.
the
You
fun
guys
and
see
just
Emily?
ride on it.
You guys see
Once
Emily?
it starts to look dry and flaky, you can probably go
We're
back to work.
actually
Once that horse
streaming.
feel like it's uncomfortable to be cinched up, go back over it. It'll take a little while for the hair.
We're streaming one of the masterclass videos here, you know, and then you and I are down here in the bottom corner. See that? And hi, Emily. See? So, and then if we go here, we should be able to. Yeah, so if we go here, we can see the YouTube comments over here. Hey guys, thanks. So anyways, yeah, we're having fun here. We just got to figure out to make sure it runs really clean and smooth. And I appreciate you guys being here and being part of this. This is the coolest thing in the world. But really small. Yeah, it's over there, and then it comes back on this side. You know what? I bet I can switch back and forth, Lucas, pretty easy. Like if I run.
Oh, you could do split screen, or you could do split screen on here.
Yeah. How do I do that? Bring this back over here.
Yeah, and then put it. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's more quadrant. Okay, so everything up at once.
Yeah, we got all the things open at once. We're gonna kill.
Your computer.
Yeah, kill my computer. Do you guys like that video? Is that kind of cool? Should I keep that playing?
Hair to grow back anyway. And so,
There you go.
you know, you may as well get back to work on it as the hair grows back. But the truth of it is, if it's sore and painful, if the skin is flaky or crunchy underneath there, you're not doing yourself any good by riding in spite of it. So
So we should be able then to go
Cool. It
here
happens in all kinds of training barns, probably happens all over the world. I'm sure it's all the same
and
thing.
see.
But just, you know, move on, let that horse have a break, get it out, round pen it, lunge it. do
Yeah, we
something
can
else
see the
with it,
comments.
for a couple weeks until that heals up.
But
All right,
Go make fun of
so
me.
we've got the mare saddled
Yeah.
up. One little thing I'm going to point out here, and we're going to grab a little eye cream for her, but she's got a bit of a weepy eye there. You know, and that's something else, you know, pay attention. If they get a little goobery in the corner, there's ophthalmic ointment, which you can grab from your vet or something, and a little bit of that,
it's fun.
you know, in the corner of their eye will clean that up. I find that over the
There you go.
summer, you know, sometimes something will get going and then the flies pass it around. And so that's something. And I just noticed as we brought her in that
Seeing you can
that
tell
eye's a little
people
weepy.
here.
Right.
She's
Hey, Sean.
running there. You can
How's it
see
going,
the
buddy?
finger there.
Uh,
Kind of running out of
So
her
this
eye. So
was
I don't know
really
if she's
cool.
got something in there.
This is cool
But
because
those
you can
kinds of
see us
things, you know,
down
pay
here working
attention
on
to
it.
that stuff. And
Although
you know,
Emily's
so once we're
left.
done here, I'll get a little bit of that ointment and we'll put it in her eyeball there, and we'll get
Is
that
it
turned
still,
around. Sure. So let's talk about unsoundness. You know, if we get to the point where we're gonna
Did we
put a bit in,
or delay?
you know,
Why are we
there's
so far
another
behind?
place where you run into
Maybe it's just
problems when you're saddling a horse up or when you're bridling it.
Might be
You
your
know, a
dad
horse
trying
chucks
to
its head in the
run
air
this
and
straight.
Yeah.
you know
And
doesn't
everything.
want to be
Yep.
bridled up, doesn't want to take the bits, you know, and rather than getting frustrated with that horse,
So that looks like
ask those questions right away. But you know, is
running
the horse in
relatively
pain?
good.
You know, have I bashed its
And
teeth
where
the
is
last few
StreamYard?
times?
Here we are.
Am I struggling to be smooth and
So this one we need to keep open. That we can shut down. This one. Let's do that. There we are. We're back here. This is cool. Are you in Paris, Chloe? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Where else? What else do we need to work on? Is it just like,
I'm just figuring out the comments.
yeah,
changing that display, so it's on the other side.
I'm flipping the display over.
Which I think,
Yeah.
the quality of the camera.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think we still have to decide. We still have to decide what internet, you know.
And I guess I need to upload all the videos to
Yeah.
consistent
Yeah, 'cause
myself with putting the bit in. You know, I'll reach here and I always,
There we go.
you know, put my thumb in and try to open their mouth and put
That's
it in
cool. I
really,
want to come to
carefully.
Paris one day. I was talking to a lady who lives in
Grab 'em by the
Valencia,
ears and
Spain,
stuff
yesterday or the
ears
day
in there, you know,
before,
just do everything
and I'm like, shoot,
with a little
I've
bit of
always dreamed
commitment,
about doing a
just
European
smooth and
tour. Like I
soft.
just
The
imagine,
reason they
you
start
know,
to
we
fight
moved to
with you could
Scottsdale and
be
we set up down there, and then like the first
that
year, I
you've
just like
got issues here.
travel
Maybe that
everywhere,
bit's pinched the
like
corners of that horse's
fly all over
mouth.
the world
So
and do
watch there in
clinics.
the
Like
corners of their mouth.
that'd be
that you
really
don't
really
get
fun.
rubs
Go to
there.
Germany.
Yeah,
It's
I've been
combat
talking
boots,
to
you
lots
get
of Germans.
those
I've actually
rubber
been talking to
stoppers
lots of
or the foam
Germans.
stoppers
You
are
know,
so
I
nice
mean, I
and
made fun of
porous.
them.
You
You
know,
know,
you can put
funny
those on
enough,
as
I
you
made
get
fun
rid
of
of that
those
horse's mouth.
Germans
You can always do
in
that to help them out.
that reel,
You can also have
and then
teeth
all the good
issues. You know,
Germans
check
came
that
out
there's not
and
a
like stood up for
new
themselves.
canine
So it
coming
was
through
awesome.
right
That was
in
really
there. And, you know, run
so
your
yeah.
thumb up
I
inside
I think
here.
it'd be a lot of
Make sure
fun.
that the wolf teeth are gone. You know, those wolf teeth will be right up against the first molar here. You know, you can see that space. That's where the space ends. And then the
So
teeth
if
start
you
right
guys haven't
here.
signed up, go to
And so you can see that spot there, and there'd be
rainingmasterclass.com/live,
right in that
and there's a
gum there, there'd be a
registration
little
link there, and that will
sticking out.
take you to the Facebook
That's,
page. So
you know,
we have a
really
Facebook group,
sensitive.
and
And so if
that's
you
where
start
I'm
to hit
gonna
that, you'll
stream
see
this.
that those horses will start to
And it's gonna be
lose their mind
next
and
week,
fly backwards or
Tuesday,
be
Wednesday,
really,
Thursday,
you know,
Friday,
anxious
9
about being
a.m.
bridled up.
Pacific Daylight Time.
Sometimes you can check in their
So we
ears,
can,
you know, and if
if
they
you
start to have
register,
issues,
you'll get
they can
emails.
get
So check your
fungus or
email
they can get things in
because
their ears
Raining
that'll make it,
Masterclass will
you know,
send
when
you a
you
lot of
fold that ear
updates, and they'll
over to
make
put
sure
the
you have the
bridle on,
links, and you'll
they'll
get
get
into the
weird about
Facebook
their ears.
group
And
and
it's
all that
not
stuff, and
them
you can
trying to
post
be
your
a
pictures,
cow.
and
It's just, you know,
you can
things
book
that
a
happen
live
and, you know, stuff that you got to pay attention to
phone
when you're
call
trying
with
to
me.
get that
Like you
horse
can
right.
talk to me,
Um,
So
the other thing I
it would be
tend
a
to
lot
check
of
is just
fun
the sides of
to
their
chat with you
cheeks.
for
You know, if you
15
can rub
minutes.
your
I mean,
hand
it's a lot
here
of
on either
time,
side,
but
you
we
can feel the
definitely
molars on the
we'll
inside.
make the
And
most
if
of
you
it. You
rub
can
along
tell
there
your
and there's
story. I love to
ulcers
get
or if
to know
there's,
people. I think
you
that's really
know,
fun.
cuts
And
or, you know,
in the
sharp
meantime,
edges
we're
on
just
those
messing
teeth,
around with the
it'll
technology
chew
here.
the
I
inside
love
of
the
their cheek
setup. I
just
think
like a
it's the
cold
coolest
sore.
thing in the
And
world,
then you'll find they're
and
super
we're gonna
reactive
pull
along
this
here.
off.
If you
It's gonna
run
be
your
really
fingers
fun.
up and down a
I
horse's
certainly
jaw
want
and
you
you get a
guys
lot of reaction
to
from that, that can be another reason why they're not dreaming about the
comment
bit being
and
here
let me
on
know
either
what you're
side
doing.
and touching
We're
their
gonna
cheek.
work on
It'd
getting the
be the same
Facebook
with a
comments
Boselle.
to
You know,
come
you
up
put a
here in
Boselle
the
on and think,
chat. I
you know
gotta
what,
figure
I'm
that
not going
out,
to put a bit in my
but I
horse's
think
mouth. I'm
that
going to ride it
that's
just in a hack
probably
'em on the
doable.
Boselle.
And then we
But
have
your
a whole
Boselle will
bunch
come
of new
around their
video
nose like
content
this,
for
and you
next week,
start
and Lucas
steering
is
them
gonna get
around.
that
They'll
all
hit that
uploaded,
thing and leap in the
and
air, and
then we
they'll
can
be really
watch
resistant
young
and try to go
horses
the
and old
opposite way
horses,
against
and
it. And a
really,
lot of times
reining
that
is a
can also
steering
be a tooth issue
competition.
because now
So
you've wrapped.
if you really focus on
I
steering
think
that
their
horse
teeth are fine.
around,
Hey,
I think a good horse. So
you've
reining's
wrapped
amazing
that
because
Boselle
it's a
around that
cool
horse's
sport.
nose,
But at the
and
beginning,
then when you pull
for
on it,
most
it pushes
people,
the
you
cheek
have to
into the
remember that
teeth. So if your
creating
teeth
a
aren't
good
good,
horse is
you know,
more
phone your vet
important
and
than
get those teeth
creating one
done and
that
make
can
sure
win
that
you
that horse
trophies to put on
has
your
every
counter.
opportunity to be
And
good.
so
And so,
I think
you know,
it's
all of
really
these things, if you
important to
start to run into
remember
those
that
issues when you're saddling
reining
your horse up,
is
it's
predominantly
very,
a
very
steering
important that you kind of check
competition.
all these things
And
off the
so
list and make sure that
there's
you're
two
doing
things
the
a horse
best
needs
job
to
that you
know.
can be
It needs to
to be
stand
a
quietly when
horseman
you do
and
things
to
with it,
really,
and
you
it
know,
needs to
knock all these
steer
things
well,
off.
and then it's going to have a
Typically,
great
it
life.
comes down to
If you can
internal
teach a
discomfort
horse to
or
stand
it comes down
quietly
to
and be
pain of some
patient, and
kind.
if you can
And
teach
so
a
you
horse
have to
to
go those
steer
directions
well,
and start to
you can
address
put
that.
any
I
person
really
on
don't
that
believe that
horse
horses get up
and
in the
they'll
morning
enjoy
and
riding it,
decide
and
to
then it
try to
has a
piss
good
us
life.
off.
After
Don't
that,
have
if it stands
any
well, if it's
feelings
good
about
minded,
that
if it's
kind of thing.
athletic, if it's
They really
talented,
just
if it
react
steers well, if
to
it
the
really is
stimuli that
willing
is
to
part of
guide
their
it,
life, whether that's
then it can be a reining
flies, you
horse,
know, jump up and
And
down
I
and
think it's
swat the
important to
flies, or
keep it
whether
in
that's
that
their
light.
teeth
It's
being bad
important
or
to
their
keep
back
it,
being sore. Hopefully
in
that
that
helps. I
way.
hope you guys
So
enjoy the
you
bonus
guys,
episodes.
hopefully you have a lot of
We've
fun. We're going to
had a
talk
lot of
about all
fun
kinds of
shooting the
cool stuff.
extra stuff
I'm
for you
not going to
guys
be
that went
doing a
in early,
saddle fitting
and I
deal.
really hope
I I'm not a
this is
saddle
something
expert.
that you guys enjoy.
I certainly know what works for me, but it's certainly not something that I do a lot. And so I'm going to probably leave that to another expert. I mean, if this goes good, and we'll do more of them. I mean, certainly it's something we're going to do again. I really appreciate you guys for being here and playing along. So certainly we can pick new topics. You know, if this goes off good, you guys tell me when you want to do another one, and we'll do another one, and we'll pick another topic, and we'll cover it over a couple days, and it'll be super fun. It's a great setup. So anyway. Hope you guys have fun. I think we're going to end it here, and we're going to move on, try and figure out those Facebook comments. I'm not entirely sure what we're missing. but I should. When streaming to your profile. Okay, so I'm going to keep playing with this and see. Go to your apps and websites page on Facebook.
Do you want to end it here? Or
Oh, I may as well keep it rolling until my phone dies. You know, then if yeah. Let's see if we can figure this out.
I mean, what you could do is you could just put the video video,
Yeah.
full screen, and then mute your audio. You could,
Yeah, let's do that a second. Let's pick another video. What do you guys want to watch? I got so many. Shoot.
maybe one of the interviews.
Yeah, that would work. I was looking for a long one. Maybe the body control one. Let's see. Hubert talking about Randy. That might be a little much. No. I mean, it is 38 minutes. Should be fun. Is that okay? Let's go here now. And let's.
Is this what people are seeing?
Yeah.
More from the gym.
Seeing lots of me.
They've seen too much of you.
Yeah, exactly. So if we remove that, there we go. And then if we go Control S, we can pick a new stream, right?
Shift S.
Shift S. There we go. Share stream. There we go. Now we'll play this and make it full screen.
Cool. So guys, it's exciting. We're here.
There we go.
We've come all this way. I mean, you've started out with like how to put a saddle on the right way and what kind of seats to buy and all that stuff. And we got this far. I'm really excited because my buddy Hubert's here today. He's an NRHA judge. He's been all over the world and shown horses from Argentina to Belgium to Texas to North Carolina to here in Chilliwack, BC. And, you know, I think there's no shortcut for knowledge and time. I mean, and he's done it a lot. He's rid a lot of horses. He's sat in a chair and, you know, watched a lot of people come into the pen. And so what we're going to do today is we're just going to talk about what it looks like from the judge's perspective. I think it's really easy. And I don't know what you'd have to say about that, but it's really easy to think that this is what the judge is looking for. And this is how he wants me to look. And I think there's really it's pretty easy to get hung up on, like, I'm not allowed to move my hand, or I'm not allowed to use my leg, or am I allowed to talk to my horse when I say whoa, or when I kiss or cluck, or, you know, those kinds of things. And maybe from the judge's perspective, you can tell people, like, what do you look at when they first walk in the pen? You know, walk us through, like, when they walk in and they get to the middle and they start that first turn, what are you focused on?
Well, I think the biggest thing in judging is to make sure that, I mean, the biggest thing what judges are looking for is the rule A general, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the horse needs to be willfully guided, dictated to, completely pleasant to watch. So there's a couple factors there that are more important than just style. Like, the people like to get hung up on, oh, my horse needs to look like this because certain horses look like that and they win. But that's not necessarily what a judge is looking for. I think the judge looks for a balanced horse that's pleasant and that's willfully guided, and that with little or no apparent resistance does all the maneuvers.
Yeah.
I think that is the biggest thing, riding your horse, getting your horse ready. Don't get hung up on all those little details. It's more like, okay, can I do this willfully? Is my horse willfully guided? Does he make any decisions on his own? Or is he just constantly listening to me? And I think that's something that the judges are looking for walking into the pen. How does that horse walk in there? You know, is he just relaxed and quiet and just wait for the rider, wait for the cues? You know, when it comes to the middle, stand still and just wait for the rider to give him any cue. And then when the rider gives him a small cue, the horse starts executing the maneuvers with no or little apparent resistance and just, you know, looks happy and doing his job comfortably, more than being in a frame or being in a certain position where the horse is forced into because that's what we want him to look like.
Yeah, so you come to the middle and you pick your hand up 14 times and you got your spurs dug in them and you're forcing him to walk to the middle low-headed. Like, is that impressive, or you rather just, hey, just walk the thing in here and let me see?
Yeah, but when you walk to the middle, picking your hand up all the time, you're basically telling the judge in the chair that you can't trust your horse.
Yeah.
You know, like you're just giving away that, you know, I got problems. I don't trust him. If I let him go a little bit, or if I quit pulling on his face the whole time, he's going to take off or do something weird.
Yeah, and that's, you know, I think that's just walk to the middle, let them stand. Now, if they walk to the middle and they stand in the middle there and they look left and right, like if the horse doesn't move his feet, but if he looks around with his neck, like, is that a problem? Like, is that something I should get him back in the middle right away and like make him pay attention? Or is that something that you say, hey, as long as you're not asking him to do something and he stands quietly, it doesn't matter if he picks his neck up. Like if I go put my hand across and that horse starts the turn, when I ask him, goes, okay, never mind, I'm to work now. That looking around, like I'd laugh, you know, wave at grandma before you get started. Does it matter? Or
I mean, I don't think it actually matters if the horse just looks away and you lay your rein on and the horse starts your turn. The problem is when it does look away, it loses its attention and then it doesn't focus on the rider anymore. So a lot of people get nervous because the horse isn't focused on what you're doing. But if you can walk to the middle and the horse looks up a little bit, or that if you just lay your rein on and the horse starts turning and gets to doing his job, I don't think you need to be too concerned about it.
so you get started in your turn, you're turning really good.
So I'm muting my
And
mic.
that
You
horse
guys
comes
can let
out
me
the
know if
bridle
you
a
can hear
little
me.
bit, or he loses his rhythm, or
I'm still working
you know,
on
maybe you go
settings
for
and
your
trying to
plus half
figure
or
out
your
how I
plus
can
one
post
turn, and stuff starts to
my
fall
Facebook
apart.
comments, because I'd like to post to the
Where
Facebook
does that come
group.
apart for you? Where do you see the
Just like-
first, like, hey, it was starting pretty good, and
So,
then the rider did this or this? Like, where does that
also got to make
kind
sure
of
that
in
plug
the
in my
turn where you say,
phone
ah, shoot, I wish they had just kept going at that speed instead of try for more, or
and make sure that
Well,
it's
I mean, at the judges' school, they tell you, is like, you're not
really cool. And what I'm
you're a judge, and you just
pause it and talk
evaluate
about it.
what
Like,
you
this is
see
super
there at that
comfortable.
moment. Like,
It's
I don't
amazing
think you need
how
the
comfortable
judges
we've
sit there, it's
gotten
like, oh, I
with
wish
shooting
he
the
did
master
this or
class
this.
and all that video and doing this
They
kind
just
of thing.
analyze
But
what's
this does
happening in
feel
front of
really
them, and if the
natural. Like
horse
it's
loses
actually,
his correctness,
you know, it's
and,
time to do
you know,
this.
kind of
This is
stumbles
the
or does
next.
whatever, they're just going to mark
This
it
is the next
accordingly.
thing.
Right, like the judge is not a horse trainer and doesn't sit there in a horse training capacity and doesn't sit there thinking like, oh, I wish you did this or this, or I wish you'd do a little bit more of that. You know, they just, you know, look at what they see right there in that moment and, you know, evaluate it accordingly.
sure.
I don't think so.
Yeah, and I think that's a big thing to remember, is that the horses or the judges are horse trainers, but they're not sitting
It's
there.
only
They're not sitting in
showing-
the chair to be that. They're just judging what you do and how you do it.
Yeah.
They're not judging what you should have done or how you should have done it. They're just saying, hey,
You know what?
today
Here, let
this
me
is
put
what
the
you
link up
presented
over
us.
here.
And
If
that's
you
what you
haven't
gave us.
registered yet,
That's all there is.
here's
And really,
the
that, you know,
link
I've said this a couple times on this course.
for the free.
Going to the horse show is really just a midterm on
Here's
your
what this up
training.
for
Like,
you
you're
guys.
also finding out, like, oh, I thought I could lay
Training
my
master
rein when he was
class
looking there, and I thought he was going to turn,
/1.
and clearly that I've got to go home and work on that. Like, that's just, the judge also isn't thinking after 5 horses about you and that you didn't have a good turn. You know,
Let's
he's
try
moved
that.
on to the next horse.
Here we
And
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come here,
They
Lucas.
they
Check
sit
this
there
out.
all day long and they watch
Look at
hundreds
what we
of
can do.
horses go on through the day and, you know, through the weekend. So I mean, those judges,
Look at that.
they
I
see
put
what
that
they see,
as a
they mark
ticker tape
down. But
along the
I
bottom,
think a lot of times,
so we can
you know,
hide that
unless
one.
it was something that's really
Looking
special,
around,
I think
looking
they
around
don't
that link
remember
along the
what
bottom.
20 horses ago happened
Yeah.
to your little horse, you know.
no, and I think that's something to remember. Like, you don't have to spend the whole rest
Book
of
a
the horse
phone
show
call.
thinking, man, the judge
Yeah.
doesn't like me because I
Okay.
didn't.
Yeah, I don't.
New here.
Man,
It
that's
doesn't
been
matter.
crazy.
They
I've
wanna
been
see good
doing phone
horses,
calls,
they wanna see
15-minute
good
phone calls
maneuvers,
from 7
but they're
a.m.
not
to
thinking
9 a.m.
about you the rest of
and
the
then
day
training
'cause you made a
horses and
mistake
doing
there.
lessons.
Well,
whatever.
and I
I've been
think
on
that counts
horse
for
training all day.
everybody, you know,
And
like
then
a
from
lot of
7
times
till
we
9
walk in the
p.m.
show
again,
pen and we're like,
and it's
oh, you know, like
insane.
people are
Like,
watching.
I love
this
it.
and that.
I love it, but it's
I think
incredible.
that
And
90%
you know,
of the
everything
people, like,
from,
you know, I hope nothing bad happens because people are watching us.
the U.S.
But I
Army
think, like,
logistics
most of the time,
manager
people,
over
you
there,
know, they watch
to
it and
horse
forget
trainers
about
in
it. And
Texas,
usually they
to
know
a guy,
who won the class,
in
and that's
New
about
Mexico
it. You know,
training
like, I don't
colts,
think
to like
you need to
everybody.
be
Like,
worried
it's
about
been
that. I think that's
really
just part of the
spectacular. I've had a
mindset
lot of
walking
fun
into
doing
the
it.
show
I
pen,
never
too.
imagined how much
You know,
work it would be.
it doesn't matter what
You know,
happens in
but you
there.
guys
Just
have
go do
pulled
what
through
you
and
gotta do,
been
and if it
just
wasn't
spectacular.
right,
You know,
then
you've
go
put so many
back home,
calls.
do your
It's-
homework,
Yeah.
and go try
It's a lot
again.
of
Go
fun.
back to work, you know, fail and fail better next time. You know, like how many times we've done that. So we've turned.
Does that work? I can still hear it.
Tab.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, it's probably here. Let's see if we mute it here. Yeah. I mean, it's probably still easier to just pause it and talk.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know,
Avoid a penalty, and then
just,
it all depends on the
you know, if I
situation.
go,
You know, like you.
if I go here and pause it, then I can go, you know, then we can talk about,
But once we fix the display, then it'll just be right there.
yeah, then it should be over there. Okay, let's go to settings then. Here, Kate, check this out. This is the coolest thing. When you get a second. Look at this. We're actually running. Yeah, that's Hubert. Poor guy. Right. It's not his fault. He looks
I
like
mean,
that.
in certain cases, if they turn really fast, really hard, and you really bring that hand across,
No,
what happens with the
his
horse?
beard's
Does
not
he
as
shut
cool as
down and
mine.
just stand there and it's like, okay, what do you want me to do next? Or you draw your hand across and the horse sticks his head up in the air and gapes his mouth open, and it just looks ugly.
That'll be the next
Then
thing.
it looks ugly. But
Hubert's going to
if you
church.
have to
Next thing
get
he's
him,
going to shave his head and
get
grow
him
a beard.
stopped and make sure you avoid that turn penalty.
Oh,
But yeah,
shoot, yeah.
it all
I
depends
shaved my head
on
last night
on
again. You
the
know, like
situation on
I
its
polished
own,
that thing. It
right?
squeaks
Like
a little bit.
you know, like
Um,
you can say, oh, it's
I don't know
okay
if
to
you guys
draw your
can
hand
see
across,
the
but
frame.
you know, a
She's
lot of
on.
horses they're just broke and they
Yeah,
accept
there
that
you
you
go.
draw
There's
that hand
Kate. You
across
guys-
and they're like, okay, I'm stopping right
Yeah.
now. To
No,
where
frame.
another
We
one
go back.
keeps kind of turning and you draw
Well,
that
there we
hand
go.
across
That's
and
like
their head
full
goes
speed.
up
We
in
don't
the
need
air
to
and
do
then
that.
everything
But
kind of
anyways,
looks really ugly.
Kate is here
You know,
from
so
Cochrane.
that-
She's been
I
here
think
since
that's where
January.
the difference
She's
is.
part of the family now.
Plus, you get the maneuver devaluation.
It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah,
She sees how much goes into
because
running
it
up
just
and
looked
down and
ugly.
working
It
and
didn't
riding
look
horses.
pleasing to
Actually,
watch. You know, when
Kate's
a
a
horse
big part
sticks his
of
head up in
why
the
it
air
all
and
goes
gapes his
good now
mouth open,
because, you know,
it's
Kate
just
works
ugly,
hard
you know,
too. And
like you don't really
she's
wanna
there
see
first
that.
thing in the morning and she's there last thing at night.
So we've
and
got
it's
through
been
the
a lot of
turns.
fun.
We're going to go low path
Definitely
now. We
become
turn
part of the
left, we
family.
turn
So
right, we turn
it's,
pretty good.
it's
Low
cool.
path on the
So
left. How much
anyways,
setup
this
do
is
you-
lots and
how
lots
much
and
setup
lots
does
of
the
fun.
judge
You
give you
guys,
time for?
slowly people
I
are
mean, you
coming
can
on. We're at
walk.
11 now.
That's never a problem.
Um,
But you know, are you already wondering like,
and
hey,
there's
this
like
guy's
a-
picked up
there's like a
16
chat,
times
like a-
already to
you
get
go
the
to
correct
comments,
lead?
there's an
Like,
actual,
you know, does that sit in the back of your head as you watch the
you hear two
circles? That it
sets of
took that
voices
long to get
talking.
set
Cool.
up, or is that
Well, that's
no
good.
problem?
If you guys go
Well, I think
to,
it's all degree of difficulty, right? Like if
yeah,
you're
is that
just
Hubert's
in
and
the center
me,
and
or
keep
is
your
that
hand
me
down,
talking
sit
over
back and
Hubert,
lope off
or
and
you
start
know,
running,
I try to
that's
talk
a
over
lot harder
Hubert
to
all the
do
time.
than walking off at center and trying to get a little bit of this
Yeah,
and
if
trying
that
to play
video's
it safe
playing
and
and
making
Hubert's
sure that
dancing,
you're
then
on
you'll
the
hear him
correct
and
lead.
you'll hear me.
Of course, that affects
What we're gonna do in the
you know,
live
the
clinic is I'll
maneuver
pause
because
the
it's
video
just
and
the
we'll
start
talk
of your
about stuff. You
circles.
guys can
You
comment.
can just keep
You
your
guys
hand
can ask
right down
questions.
there and
We'll spend time
just
talking
lope
about
off
the
and that
questions
thing
you
just
ask. I
starts
mean, it's very,
loping
very
and you
cool.
can start running.
I did
It's a lot
mute my
harder to
audio
do
for a
than
little
trying to
bit.
play
Is
it
it better
safe.
now?
But
Can you
there
guys
is
let me
no
know if it's
penalty for
better?
playing it safe.
Yeah.
You know, if you have to play it safe to avoid that penalty, I recommend
StreamYard,
it.
what was
Yeah,
that?
if you're going to pick up
StreamYard,
the wrong lead in the middle and have a
I
wrong
mean,
lead and a break of gate and
StreamYard.com.
whatever
Yeah.
else, then yeah, make sure you get on the right lead.
yeah, if you can avoid a penalty one and, you know, sacrifice a little bit of maneuver score, like you run a really good circle, you might get
I
a
think you're
half,
talking
but
about the
penalty
video.
one is going to cost you a lot
Yeah.
more, and you'd probably get a maneuver deduction on that too. So,
To
you know,
get,
like, that's
you know,
something that
Facebook
as
for
a,
nothing.
permission.
yeah, I mean, as a showman, you got a little bit, you know, I think
Show your
that's your
face.
job to figure out, like, okay, you know, I'm gonna take this hit here on my maneuver score
I still
because I
can't-
need to really
I still
set him
can't
up. And
comment
I'm gonna,
to
you know, I'm gonna make
Sure.
sure I get the
Facebook.
correct
That's
lead.
really interesting.
To where it's like,
Like, I would
oh,
like
you
to
know,
be able
like,
to
I'm just gonna
comment
lope
to
off
it.
and see what happens.
I mean, I can
Well,
go
you
to
miss that
Facebook and have it
penalty, you know,
open.
So that's
Yeah.
knowing your
You know,
horse
that's
and
pretty easy.
everything.
Yeah, no,
But-
that makes sense. And so we're going to come in the small slow circle.
So look at
Now I've
that. There we
steered
are
in, and the
live.
horse started steering in good, and then he pushed his
Isn't
out
that
a little
crazy?
bit.
It's right on.
My small
right
circle
on
gets kinda
Facebook in the
ugly, or I
group.
picked up and I'm steering,
Isn't that
steering. And
spectacular? Like
bridle them up, or,
technology,
you know,
is
do you
just
come
so
in the
cool.
small
Like,
slow and leave your
and I
hand
love-
down and
I
let
love
the thing just
that
circle
challenge.
where
I
it is?
love to,
You know, like
you know,
sometimes
like,
they slow
figure out
down and they get a
this,
little
you know,
elevated, and then you
oh,
think, oh, I got to
I
get them
like
back
that.
in the bridle or steer them. You know, like, can I hang them out there in the
Yeah,
small
yeah.
slow and leave them a little elevated, or should I get them back?
Commenters,
Bridle
send an
up.
invite to all commenters.
Well, I mean,
This
that's
post to
again
chat will be
knowing your
added to
horse.
the
If he's a
post.
little
The post will
elevated, a
also be
lot of
shared
times, you
in
know,
the
in the
chat.
show pen, things are not
You
gonna
wanna do that?
feel exactly the same as at home. You know, like I think a lot of times you got to figure out like what is your purpose of that run. Are you there to show and win? You'd probably want to try to keep your hand down as long as you can, and you know, trying to go through it because I think the perspective from the chair is always different than from you on top, right? Like you can. On top, you can feel like, oh, he drops his shoulder a little bit, or he does a little bit of this or a little bit of that.
Let's see
But
if
the
this
guy in the
works.
chair doesn't
You guys let me know if it
necessarily
works.
see that,
Oh,
you
it
know.
looks
But
better when you're standing.
Maybe
by the
we can
side,
invite-
yeah,
you know,
so I mean, I think a lot of times you kind of give away
know,
that,
and
oh, I'm
you
in
chat.
trouble here, my horse is not responding to me, or
Oh, like half hour ago.
it's not perfect.
We just
how I
started
want
it. There you go.
gotta
So now we
pick up
have
your hand and get
chat.
your legs on him and try to fix it.
You
No,
have
all
your
you're doing
own
is telling the
online
judge
live
that you're in
chat.
trouble. While he actually didn't notice that. He thought, so a big part of showmanship is just, like
So that's kinda
smiling
cool.
and pretending that's the way you want it to be.
It's okay. I think it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it looks great. This is what I've been practicing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. No, that's
You gotta
awesome.
practice
Thanks,
like
man.
this all the time. That's how he goes at home too.
Hey, Brianna. Good to,
Absolutely.
Pause the video right
Yeah.
now.
good to see you.
Yeah,
I'll
no,
pause
that's
the video a
that's one of
second,
those
and then
things
we'll-
that I think has killed me so much.
We'll figure that out. There we go. I think we can turn up. We can turn up the mic. Look at that. All kinds of cool stuff, man. This is so fun. Let's go to settings and let's turn up the microphone. Does that make sense? Or automatically just mic volume. Let's try that. Echo cancellation. Boy, if we have echo cancellation, you won't hear me because that's all I am. It's just an echo. Just an echo. There's nobody here, just me over and over and over and over and over and over. Is that better? The video must be a little slow. The actual upload is better, but this is cool because I can totally I'm gonna call Logan out. Don't say bad things about me. We're doing good with the technology. Shoot, this is fun. This makes me feel way better. I was really concerned like how it was gonna go off. And now I feel like I can totally plug my phone in and run it from here, and it seems to be running really smooth.
Yeah.
Obviously we're a little bit behind on the live. Oh, there we go. I think I paused it now. So
Like a minute.
it's just a minute or two or a couple
You can-
minutes delay. I'll go back to the stream and then you guys can comment there and let me know if this is better, because I can certainly change that or whatever. So we'll try it with the automatic. Let's do this
Many
again.
times
I'm
you
not
can
gonna
feel all the things that are right.
I'm not
and
gonna
wrong
play
and
too
how
much
it should be or how it is at home, and
of the
it's
audio
really
over
easy to
top.
think, well, he never does that before, and you want
Like,
to tell the
we
judge,
don't
oh, he
have a
never
lot
does
of
that.
audio
He
in
doesn't
the-
ever do
in
that
the
at home. He
video,
always
right?
goes
Like
like this.
I mean,
By
we
the
can
time you
do
tell
it,
him that,
and
then
I
you
was
can
definitely
tell.
talking, but I think that'll
I
be
can tell,
yeah, the
you
writing
lose your
video will be
points
better
there
if
too.
I just play it.
Lead
and talk
changes.
over
What do
it.
you see
And if you
for
ever wanted to
from the
go,
judge's
let's do
perspective? What are you
speaking
watching for
moment.
coming
Yeah.
through to
Then
that
you
lead
can-
change?
I can play it.
and
Yeah.
mute yourself.
And then I'll
You know,
contradict
it's
myself,
all
and
the
I'll
same
say
thing,
this and this
is
and
it
this, and then we'll
willfully
play the
guided?
video and
Is
find
it
out I was
pleasing
saying
to
something
watch? Does that
entirely
lead
different.
change? I mean,
That's how
does
it
that
goes.
horse need to elevate?
That's how
Does
it
that
goes in my
horse
life.
need to, like, I think the level of brokenness is
You know what?
just
It is
very
amazing,
important.
actually,
I think that lead
to-
change, does that horse
when
just
I
go
play
through there
that
smooth
audio
and
any
you
better
can
now
hardly
than
see the
talking
feet move? That's
everything.
probably what you're looking for.
When I
And
played the
again,
videos
like
back
there's,
at the
you
Horse
can set
Expo
them up a
Canada
little
when I
bit
was in
more.
Red
Some
Deer,
horses you
I
need
played
to
the video
protect
back
them a
and
little bit
paused
more
it,
and help them a little
and
bit
I would
more.
talk about, so
And that's
okay, what we're
just
gonna
knowing your
get
horse.
into is
I mean,
like this and
in a
this and talk
perfect
about that
world,
and that.
yeah, I'd love to
And
be
then I
able
would
to just
replay
put
it.
my hand,
You want to know
lay
that
him
it
over
just
and
about
the
went
horse
word for
changes,
word. What I
nothing
had,
ever,
like,
the
I had
cadence
told them I was going to say
doesn't
this and
move,
this,
like nothing
and
moves.
then I played it and
just
like,
kind of goes
oh,
on and
I
does
could have
its
left
job
it play.
and goes into the
That's
right.
exactly-
Like almost word for word, which is
Oh,
actually
you know.
really crazy to me. I can't.
I haven't
wrap my
had
head
very
around
many,
that.
so I was hoping you had more.
Yeah, I mean, they're like a deadly leaded horse.
Hey, you guys got to tell me
They're
if that
for sure
sounds better
out there,
now.
and that's the ones that
and
we're
I'll keep
looking for.
open,
The ones that are tough to change leads. It's always, it's always tricky coming through that middle, and there's no maneuver in a whole pattern that you can lose more points on than on your leads. Like every time you're at a lead, it's 1 point per quarter of the circle. So I mean, just start adding it up. If you do, 2 circles in the wrong lead and then trot, like it rains penalties
Minus
everywhere.
8 plus 2, there you're
Yeah.
10 times 3 judges, you're 30 points back from everybody else after
I'd rather have one that doesn't turn as fast but changes leads easy than one that
Sure,
can turn
yeah.
really good and you're
Yeah.
always like in for at least a penalty 1 or a penalty 2 or whatever it is, because the horse is just not
oh,
leaded
hey,
good
check it
enough
out.
and he's not broke.
Well, and there's
I
another
go to
there's
Facebook
another area where
and
you know,
open the
from the judge's
Facebook, then it
perspective,
shows up
there
here.
is no actual
Oh,
maneuver
yeah.
for the lead
Oh,
change.
right.
There's no score for the lead change
So,
itself.
Like I
So
went
you know, if you have
here.
to pick one up
Yeah.
and it's a little ugly, but you didn't
I
break
mean, I
gate,
hear
you
it
didn't
double,
fall
so it's
down.
kind
What
of
are you going to
annoying,
get a
but right
minus
now-
half maybe on that maneuver from the previous?
On the circle.
You know, on the circle. But at least you're not going to be -3 because you had a late lead change and then you broke gate at the other end. You know, so sometimes there's also that
Yeah.
like, hey,
But here,
go
I went
home and get
here.
it to change leads.
See, it
when you
opens
broke.
it up here, and now
But
I
if you
can
get
do
to the
live
horse show
chat.
and you have to pick it up and kind of, you know, a little, I always remember Casey saying that in that podcast with Andrea, you know, he says his lead changes for a long time were just a little too much
I
John
could
Wayne, you
comment.
know, like just come through the middle and go for it. And, you know, I guess in that sense, you know, like, hey, if you get
You're
changed and
double.
it's a little ugly, you're going to lose that half point on your maneuver score, but you're not
Super
going to lose
annoying.
3.5 points
But
or, you know, 4 or whatever you
This
go
tab
around
is
You
on,
don't have to mute this
on
one?
the wrong lead and try to
You
make
can
it
mute
pretty,
this
you know,
tab.
so there's a
mute
little
that
bit of
one.
that math there too, you know.
I mean, it's horse showing is calculating a lot, you know, and knowing your horse, know what you're capable
There we
of, knowing what your horse can
Yeah,
handle
so I
as
could
far as
mute that
pressure
one.
goes. And it all sounds really easy, but it's pretty hard.
Yeah.
Trust me.
It sounds amazing until you go do it. Well, hey,
Yeah.
that was your
Um,
line. The
well,
first
let's
time you
mute
show, you
this
mark
one,
a 70,
maybe.
then you spend 20 more years trying to do it a second time.
Yeah.
Like you've said that before. Like
I'm not sure.
you know, I'm not saying that you've had that problem, but I mean, like you
Can't mute
after
that.
you get going, and then after, you know, like you can go back.
Right, if I
year
mute
after
this
year after
video,
year and be like, man,
then
I just
nobody
marked
hears
220
anything.
again. Like, you know, that's hard to do. Like,
Oh yeah, consistency is very hard. And
If I do that,
It should be muted, right?
yeah, so I think that mutes this screen audio.
Yeah.
But it is playing. I can still hear it
Right. Because
because of the live. Yeah. So we could do that.
yeah, that'll probably be good. Yeah, full live on that.
So you guys let me know if that's better. Anybody help me out here? It goes fast, man. There's 45 minutes of us messing around with this thing.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Let's get one there.
It's almost day one. Yeah, it's gonna go so fast. I mean, this is crazy. We might find out that we want to do 2 hours a day because it's so much fun. Like, but you know what? Like, you guys let me know what we're gonna do. You know, I'm gonna bring content, and I certainly know what I want to talk about. But you guys let me know what you want to talk about. Let me know if that audio is any better. Can somebody jump in and let me know if you can hear both the screen audio and me? Like, we're trying to get that balance. I'm not going to talk over myself in the clinic that often. Like, the videos we're going to play, the content we're going to watch, the horse training, I can mute and unmute that audio on that video. So I don't plan to talk over myself in the clinic, but I would love to know that we can get the audio balanced. So if anybody can pop in and tell me, that would be really cool. This is 250 live viewers. That should be enough. I got 300 people, 312 people. I can increase the limit. I'd be pretty.
You have to pay for this?
Yeah.
Was it cheaper than Zoom?
It's like $20 for the month, $40 for the month. So I just paid a monthly deal, and then I'll cancel it for 3 months and do it again
Yeah.
the next time, or maybe $50 a month and people love it, and you know, sell so many master classes that you're like, it's the best thing ever. Let's do it next month again. You know, like it might be the coolest thing, you know. Anyway, I think
Probably.
we're good. Like, you guys let me know if, you know, I can't hear myself back in the, you know, like the mic is working because I know for sure that we have audio, but I can't hear myself back in the headphones. So somehow that's not plugged into the right place, or we're not getting that back. I don't think it's that big a deal because I can certainly, you know, I can put my ear pods in, or I can, you know, whatever, like I could play it with one ear just like in a regular studio. But okay, yeah, I definitely will work through that. I'm not going to try to talk and chat in the clinic over top of, you know, like in that video, Hubert and I having a conversation. I would totally back out of that and let that thing run, and you guys can listen to that. And then I would pause it at important spots, and you know, and then add commentary or whatever. The footage that we're going to run and the content that we're going to run in the clinic next week will be riding stuff. You know, it's me riding horses. It's 2-year-olds, 5-year-olds, a 10-year-old gelding, that coated in color horse that I showed in Scottsdale at the Run for a Million qualifier. And then what I'm going to do, we'll watch a little bit of that. You guys can comment and ask questions, and I'm certainly going to pause it and talk about what's being done and how we're doing it at certain spots in the video. So I think we can figure that out. I really appreciate your comments. I appreciate you helping me out with this, because you guys are the reason I'm doing it, and everybody's been so awesome, and so many people. I mean, we're over 300 people registered for this thing. So, I mean, that blows my mind. Like 3 weeks ago, we had this idea, you know, my friend Kate and Lucas is here, and the whole team. Aaron's been working really hard to make the back end of this work, the registration link, all that stuff. I mean, you guys are just spectacular, and you know, it's super fun. So I like what we're doing. I enjoy what we're doing. You know, I've been able to back off. You know, I've been able to back off on how many horses I'm riding in a month. You know, you guys have been spectacular. The masterclass, reigningmasterclass.com. I think we've sold in 35 countries now around the world. Shoot, we sold a ton in the last 2 weeks, and that's been spectacular. You know, somebody texted me the other day and said, you know, episode 2 alone in one of the modules was worth the purchase price of, you know, so I know the value's there, and that's what's so exciting. I know that Lucas and I and Darren with the website, the three of us poured our heart and soul into it, plus all the guests, plus Hubert coming on, and Donna, and you know, I've had Gail's been in there. I mean, there's so many of my customers, so many other people, you know, the girls that came out, Chantel, and yeah, as I was just going to say, Chantel and Elaine that came out, the barrel racers. I mean, that video went viral. You guys love that. And so there's just so much content, and I've tried to get every small little detail and really be super detailed. And the feedback has been spectacular. So we're just taking it to a new level, going to the next thing, you know, really chasing down what's next. It's super fun. I'm gonna try this here a second. Oh yeah, there. See, look at that. I can even put comments on there, so I can click and show a comment.
Oh yeah, that's
So that's kind of cool. We can do that. I don't know if I can like comment back, but I can certainly comment back on the page.
And I guess actually, you don't even need to be. Why are we worrying about this? You don't ever need to reply to a comment. I think.
No, I don't have to actually reply to them. But if I see them showing up, then you know, it's nice to know who it is. If you guys go to streamyard.com/Facebook, it will give you permission so that I actually know who it is. Because when it comes into the stream, Facebook doesn't give you the permissions to actually like show your face and your name when you comment. So I just see Facebook user, so I won't know who it is. But if you guys can go ahead of time to streamyard.com/Facebook, and I'll post that in the group and make sure everybody can see that. Maybe we'll talk about that once or twice. Yeah, it's really cool to figure this out. I have a lot of fun. I love that. You know what? Look at this, Lucas. It's even putting captions. Got closed captions, automatic closed captions on there. So this is fun. This is cool. I always learn something new. I've never met something I couldn't learn. I've been scared out of my wits many times. There's lots of times when I sign up for doing something, think, yeah, this will be great. What I always figure is that I am excited to do it, and I tell people I'm going to, and then I figure out how to do it after. This is really, truly the way my life works. I say, sure, let's do it. That'll be amazing. And then I turn around and I have, you know, a real fear in the pit of my stomach because I've never done it before, and now I've got to figure it out. But if you if you just wait until you know how to do it, and if you wait until you've learned how to do it, and if you wait to say you're going to do it until you've figured it out, you never do it. So if you sign yourself up and figure it out after, it's like the most motivational thing in the world, you know? No, I'm good there.
Let's see if it breaks.
It just clicked off for a second. Oh, anyways, you guys are awesome. I appreciate. I'm just typing there. There's a little bit of a lag time. I appreciate you guys so much. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah, we'll can do that. It's really fun to put those comments up there. I like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's pretty neat. Like, you know, there's that. If you go to streamyard.com/Facebook, you can get permission. I mean, if you want to do that or not do that, doesn't matter. If I go to the group and open that up, I can see in the group chat on Facebook. So it's not the end of the world. Anyways, I think that's just about it. That was a really useful hour. We definitely covered a lot of stuff. I know it's going to turn out good. That's kind of cool to know that like we have it under control now and it makes sense and everything just kind of clicked. That wasn't as painful as I thought it was going to be. So thanks for being here. I'm going to sign off and go ride some horses. And you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next week.